Hi Ben, hi Soham, hi Krish, hi Jatin, how are you?
Hello, Mr.
Yeah, we
Sarthak.
all are.
How are you?
Yeah, hello, Mr. Sarthak. How are you? Yeah.
I'm fine, I'm
Uh,
fine.
Welcome, Mr. Bain, to EQ community. Hello. Am I audible?
Thank
Hello,
you.
Mr. Benjamin.
Good to
Hello.
meet you. Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, Mr. Aditya
Good.
Gaurav, to EQ community.
Hi Aditya.
Yeah. Just hold for a minute, please, so that rest of the members can join.
You can ask Aniket to share in Young Leaders groups too.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I have already told him. Okay.
Hi Som, hi Sarthak, hi Krish, hi Ben, hi
Hello.
Yeah.
everyone.
Hello,
Hello,
Mr.
hello.
Aditya.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Oh, hi Siddhant, how are you?
Yeah. Welcome, Mr. Siddhant. Hello.
Hi Sarthak, hi
Mr.
Swami,
Siddhant.
hi Krish.
Yeah.
I'm doing really well. What about you guys?
Yeah, we all are fine. Nice to meet you.
Same here. It's just that
Great.
I was just doing something. I was occupied right now. But when I realized, oh my god, the clock just hit 7:58 p.m.
Yeah.
So I just came online. So I
Okay,
joined you
okay.
guys.
So is this going to be recorded?
Yeah, this meeting will be recorded. Welcome, Mr. Sudeep.
Hi Sudhir.
Hello, Mr. Sandeep.
Okay, hello. Hi guys. So
Yeah, yeah. Nice to meet. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you for joining. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for inviting me for. Okay.
Hi Jivan, how are you? Hi Sanjeet.
Hi, Sanjit. Hi, Jivan.
Hello, Mr. Jivan.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Great Jivan.
Hi, Udit.
Hi Jeevan.
Hi, sir.
So I believe you all are in your home, or you all are in your offices right now.
Today is
Yeah.
Sunday, Siddhant.
But see, entrepreneurs, there is no Sunday for entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Or else
that's
stop
true.
calling yourself entrepreneurs.
Right.
That's right. That's good.
For
So
see,
right now I'm at my home.
if you say community of founders is not gonna work on Sunday, then who would?
Absolutely, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, of
That's
course.
what I
I
was
was
just
working and got out of a
confirming.
meeting. So I've seen most of the introductions over WhatsApp already. I know Sathak, I know Soham already, I know
Yeah.
Krish, I know Ben.
So,
Um,
Aditya, one
yeah,
question. How do you
yeah,
know
yeah.
me?
Please go ahead. Oh, I saw you over LinkedIn, right?
Oh, great, great, great. Understood.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
So I saw all of you over LinkedIn, and I would also like to see others' introduction as well. I wasn't actually active over WhatsApp. I was in another meeting, that's why I couldn't message there.
Yeah.
Founders Life.
Got out of another meeting, now into another meeting.
Yeah, two meetings
Yeah,
simultaneously.
that is life.
It goes like that.
Okay, till then we can have some networking. So, Aditya, can you
Sure.
Absolutely.
please tell about your startup?
Sure. So right now I'm heading to startups, so Noishak and Cognac Metaverse. Noishak is a social network for entrepreneurs and to find like-minded friends. There are about 16,000 users from 100 plus countries over it. And I built it in high school. Right now I'm myself 20 years old. And
Amazing.
before, yeah, and Cognac Metaverse is a metaverse that looks like real life. So it's basically a 3D game in which you can interact with other people and everything looks as it looks like in real life. And we are also building it for VR, so you can interact and do all sorts of activities in the virtual reality world. So that's what we are building right now.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank
Amazing.
you.
Okay.
Of course, but I
So,
would like to say, as students, we are still learning, and I always say that you say learning always goes in the plane.
really impressed with your startup.
Thank you,
So,
Sarthak.
now who will introduce Krish?
We can start the session now. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining this amazing pre-launch event of EQ Community. I'm Krish Kumar, the Chief Strategy and Operations Officer of Edit Quasar, and I welcome you all to this wonderful session. Before we begin, I would like to quickly introduce the EQ community to all of you. EQ community is the brainchild of Edit Quasar, a company being run by some passionate students, and it serves as a platform for like-minded individuals to connect, collaborate, learn, and innovate for their personal growth, as well as for contributing to the development of the society. Within EQ community, we have 6 distinct sub-communities covering a variety of topics, ranging from startups, entrepreneurship, and technology to jobs, internships, and networking. Each of these sub-communities has got something for you to explore and learn. So as we begin this session, I would first like to congratulate you all for joining this amazing community, and I hope that your experience will be full of new learnings and help you connect with other like-minded individuals. And I hope that uh, you are who are wishing to bring out a change. After all, we are striving for one goal: how can we make this earth a better place to live, be it by some sort of sustainable technological innovations or by the upliftment of everyone economically and intellectually. Now that I have introduced EQ community, I would like to introduce a dynamic personality, Mr. Sohamanda, the founder and CEO of Edit Quasar. Mr. Soham, at a young age of 18, is already managing 2 companies and is here to inspire all of us by his entrepreneurial journey. I would also like to invite all the attendees to kindly introduce yourselves in the chat. Kindly do not unmute yourselves in the middle of the session to avoid any interruptions. Do not worry, the founders will answer all your doubts in the end. Feel free to ask your doubts in the chat or raise your hands. Now, finally, we are going to start this amazing panel discussion with our amazing guest speakers, entrepreneurs who have been working tirelessly and now stand as an inspiration for a lot of us. First, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Subhadeep Mandal, the co-founder of CypherX, Mr. Satak Mittal, the chairman of GSA and CEO of badbusiness.in, Mr. Siddhant Sharma, founder at Furry Friends Alliance, Mr. Aditya Gaurav, CEO at Noasiac, and Mr. Benjamin Miller, a renowned social entrepreneur joining us straight from Colorado. So, I would like to begin with Mr. Subhadev Mandal. Sir, kindly tell us about your entrepreneurial journey. I see that you are about to graduate from IIT Roorkee. So, I would also like to know about the role of your college in your success.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Chris, for introducing me a little bit. And first of all, thank you, it was a full team for inviting me here. So, little bit talking about me. First of all, uh, I have recently graduated this year from IIT Roorkee. I was pursuing their material science and engineering BTech course, and as you are talking that what are environment of startups and entrepreneurship, these all type of things in IIT Roorkee basically. So I would like to say that uh, IIT is now moving towards from like coding culture to startup culture. So people are uh, moving to entrepreneurship and starting their new venture just from not only like daily grinding in lit code and all these things. So I got that environment in our college. In our college, there is a incubator. There is an incubator tied. So me and my two senior there were, and we we have started this around 2023 means just last year, and previously, we were doing like you people it covers that is service-based company. It was very great experience though, because we had one target product, but we did not have any type of resources or too much of fund for hiring engineers or anything because uh, our main product is very deep tech product. I will introduce that thing also to you all people. So that's why we started that. Like we were taking projects and completing it, and then we are hiring some interns and building the things. So now I will tell about something about CypherX. So basically, CypherX is the current company, and our main product is Femto right now. You can see in the LinkedIn only Femto, not CypherX. I think if you go to
Yeah, I just checked it
yes.
out.
So Femto basically the main core thing is to optimize your photos and videos locally. Okay, the main idea of Femto is so what is happening here, like all photos, videos, whatever data you are storing in daily, you are like capturing in your phone, in your iPhone or whatever. It takes some space. Nowadays they are very big, right? So generally it is very headache to store them all in your phone. So we had same problem also, and we have faced same problem, and also we surveyed about some people like what they are saying, some businesses what they are saying, like NPTEL, you know, in our IIT, there is in NPTEL also, so that also helped very much. Like they are now direct, they are contacting us for our software. You know. So basically, means there is a desktop application, mobile applications which will be fit in your computer, a mobile, it will compress all of your photos, videos without losing quality. Mainly this is thing. And me, mainly leading the technology part. I have other two co-founder. You can also check them on LinkedIn, and those are my seniors there. And I had a great journey also till now, and I think we'll do something in future also. And networking is very important thing in this journey. You know, that's why 8% community is doing a great thing for all these entrepreneurs and technical people or any type of people. So I think that's all enough for my side. If you have any question, I can obviously answer this.
Good to know you about you, Mr. Mandal. It is indeed inspiring to see students working on their own ventures while in college. Secondly, being from IIT BHU Varanasi, I also second the opinion that startup culture is now growing in IITs, and yeah, coding culture
Yes,
is slowly transforming into
yes,
a startup
yes.
culture. And now
Uh,
I would
we,
like to move to Mr. Sarthak. Mr. Sarthak, I and Mr. Sohamandal have been quite in touch with you for a long time, and I have seen that
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you are a
absolutely.
strong advocate for student led startups. In the era where most of the students are running behind placements, a few choose the path of entrepreneurship. But we live in a country where a sizable population is struggling to meet their ends. For majority of the students hailing from such families which are economically not so good, the entrepreneurship seems to be a very risky career option. What would you like to say to such students to motivate them to be entrepreneurs?
So first of all, when I talk about the entrepreneurship, so it could be started from rupees zero. Let me tell you how I started. In class 11th, I have no support, actually no support, because I was actually a person who was preparing for the JEE examinations, and I was so frustrated with all these things. So how I started, I grabbed all the resources which was actually there in my home, and I started selling mud. मिट्टी बेचना स्टार्ट कर दिया मैंने, जो क्राफ्ट की मिट्टी होती थी. सो इट कॉस्ट मी ₹5 एंड आई यूज टू सेल इट एट ₹200. Seems to be amazing. So from there, I collected rupees 2 lakh, and that 2 lakh rupees, I started scaling it and I started making my startups. So this is how you have to optimize your resources and get it to be capitalized. So this is the first thing of founders mindset, that making something better out of the least resources is the most important thing for a founder, है ना. आपको बेसिकली सी व्हाई इंडियंस आर बेस्ट फाउंडर्स, बिकॉज हम जुगाड़ू होते हैं, फ्रुगल्स. जुगाड़ करना हमें बहुत अच्छी तरह आता है. तो
Yeah,
आप जुगाड़ करना सीखिए और उस जुगाड़ से आप एक बिजनेस बना दीजिए. सो दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो हमें सीखनी चाहिए.
Yeah,
thank you
absolutely.
for such an insightful response, Mr. Sarthak. Your journey is indeed inspiring, especially the thing you just told of that you started from rupees 5 and then moved to rupees 200 and thereafter to rupees 2 lakhs. That's indeed inspiring for all of us, and especially for the students who are looking to build their own startups. Excellent response, Mr. Sarthak. Now I would like to move to Mr. Siddhant. There is a very general public perception that entrepreneurship is all about making money. But the truth is that it is a lot about making a positive change to this world. For instance, your NGO, Furry Friends Alliance, is doing a commendable job to fight animal cruelty and rescue animals, who often become victims at the hands of this cruel world. How do you think we can change this public perception about entrepreneurship, that it is the game of money minded people?
Hi, Krish. Very good day to you, and very good day to each and every one of the founders who
Yes.
are also running their own journey and having difficult phases in life. So, yes, I would want to congratulate you because you have made it so far and you can still go further, and there's no one stopping you. So,
Thank you for your
being an
comment.
you're welcome. So, when I started my career, so it was the very young age of 15 when I, started learning HTML programming. And I came to know, like, one of the things that I always highlight in all of my events. And this is like I was the one who figured out that the Bitcoin is gonna go skyrocket. I mean, no one would believe it because I'm just saying it right now. Because back in 2011, the way Sarthak said that how he started his career. So my career when I started it, so I started it starting. I started surfing pay-to-click sites. I'm sure nowadays this market is quite dead, but I started it in the year of 2010 wherein I learned a lot of things when I was only in 8th or ninth grade probably. I'm not very quite sure about it. So I used to talk to my friends like you can make like you just watch a couple of ads and then you start making certain pennies. So certain cents. So there was this website known as neobucks.com which I joined. ClickSense was one of them. And there were many other as well. Paper Viewpoint, something like that, where they used to pay you for surveys that you take. So there are certain sites. And through these websites, I got to know about Bitcoin. But back in 2011, it was very difficult to buy cryptocurrency. 2012 was very difficult to buy cryptocurrency. So I knew it very from the very beginning that this thing is gonna work. And soon after that, I launched my social networking site at the age of 18. And the social networking site again was for a social cause because as my hometown is in Jammu, so the theory that I created this technology like wherein Jack Pinch was the name of the platform, and I added a pinching effect in it, and it's still not even in the modern websites. But definitely I'm not disclosing it on the event that what was pinching effect is all about, because yes, later on I'm adding those features in my Furry Friends Alliance. So when with jackpinch.com, so what went really well and what went really bad is, so this was to what they say yeah, so this was for the eradication of the thought process of between two communities. So two communities think very differently, so I would plan to launch something so where they can have a mutual connections and have understanding or have a benefit of doubt. So politicians don't run them, it's their own choices what runs them. So this was my main core insights towards it. And in the year of 2018 I launched the very first 15-minute delivery concept by the name of grody.com. So Jack Pinch, back in 2013, I mean, it was up for 6 months. And since I was running it completely free without advertisement, so then I have to shut it down. And so no funding came in, and that's how things went well. I mean, sorry, things went down. And then I launched my own the very first e-commerce platform of grody.com, wherein 15-minute delivery concept was the very first one that I initiated in the year of 2018. I mean, back then there was no Blinkit, no Swiggy. So even my friends who joined me on that journey, they are all, I mean, they all are very well aware. Ki said you knew future. You were the one who timed it really well. But yes, things didn't end up well the way they should have. So soon after my grody.com, I have this vision of developing apps and everything. So I launched my third venture of before having the fourth one, I launched this SAP digital solution wherein we would be catering all of their digital needs, because I saw that market is going to go up in the year of 2020. And soon after that I launched my fourth startup of Vice International Global, after learning about lot of things that I learned about outsourcing. So I launched the very same project in the year of 2023. And since then I mean quite I got to know a lot of people. I mean, now I have a very good relations in the US, UK, and a lot of clients still reach out to me for so what I did with the Vice International Global is, the companies in US, those who were looking to outsource their products in India, for example the call centers one, they are often seeking leave for those companies from India, those who are very small, and they would do the work in a very small amount of money. So I was helping them to shake hands with each other, and I was doing all the due diligences on their behalf. And I was charging them a certain fee. So this is all I have done in the past. And now the current startup in which I am really focused at is Furry Friends Alliance. So what's the core value of it, if you ask? And I'm sure that you would want to know about the concept, like as you have earlier asked me a question, a very brilliant one. So what I believe is entrepreneurship is not what they have made. They have entirely made it for profit. So what I believe, it should be like that. I'm not saying I'm not against for profit, but yeah, you always can add value to the society as well. I mean, people are creating so many initiative ideas. I mean, so many different and so many beautiful ideas. I mean, they think about one idea and they sleep off and then they go back to work again. I mean, they don't seem to be working for that idea. They don't. They just have a vision and they just want to keep on thinking like, we can do this, we can do that. I mean, these are the guys, these are the people who really can, bring a change. They are the ones who really can make a change in the world by implementing these ideas. If I'll ask you a very simple question, that I'm going to give you $100 million right now, will you all take it? Just
Yeah, for the most of one, yes.
yes. But now the catch is, you will not get to see tomorrow. Will you still take it?
Mm, pardon, please.
So now the only catch is that you will not get to see the very next day. I mean, you'll not get to see tomorrow.
Definitely not.
So that means our one day is worth $100 million. You see how we have been valuing our life. So this is how valuable our life is. And in fact, it is for everyone. They know their real worth for one day is $100 million. They definitely can bring a change in the society.
That's a really great explanation. And I believe it really has the power to change the people's mindset that entrepreneurship is all about money. We often have some value system, and we often have to bring out
See,
something.
this Furry Friends Alliance is, I am working on a system known as AIXE, which is the entire ecosystem of the platform, which simply means Animal Integrated Cross Chipset Ecosystem.
Yeah.
The same way everyone has heard of UPI, right? It is a technology breakthrough. So right now we haven't done that technology breakthrough, but whatever I have in my mind, if luckily I'll be able to execute it, I can assure you that a lot of people would be, coming up with good ideas, great ideas for the betterment of society. It's not limited to animals. It's for the old age people. It's for everyone in the society who needs help, who is screaming for help.
I
So
agree with you.
so right now we have only executed A, and for A also we have only executed around 30% of the things. So if we'll execute the entire model, then the complete ecosystem would be in a very good way. Like we can say, we can expect good things out of the system, like awesome things.
That was an excellent response, Mr. Siddhant. Now I would like to move to Mr. Aditya Gaurav. Hello, Mr. Aditya Gaurav. I see
Hi,
that you
hi.
have been actively involved in connecting founders, building networking system, entrepreneurs with each other. According to you, what is the importance of a community, and how can we make it fruitful for all its members? For example, we are now starting a EQ community, and we are trying to connect various like-minded people. And since you have been involved in networking and connecting founders and entrepreneurs, how do you believe that? What do you think the importance of a community is?
This is a question that is not just limited to your community or my community. This is actually a question that expands broadly to humans itself. We all live in communities, right? Communities
Yes.
themselves play a major role in how we learn, how we grow up, and how we interact, and what culture we love, we learn. So these all things are taught by our community. How we are going to become these all things, such as community who is living beside you and who is living nearby you. These things do matter when you grow up and who you become. Similarly, when we are talking about online communities as well, they help you become the person you are trying to become, and they help you reach that path faster because they can guide you in the right direction. And that is what I think about communities. They are really important, not just from an online or offline perspective, but for every human on earth. Yeah.
That seems like an amazing motivation for all of us to start the journey of this amazing community. And we are looking forward to connect many more people with ourselves and with each other so that they can learn and grow together. Hello, Mr. Benjamin Miller. Since you are a social entrepreneur, I would like to ask you the same question I asked Mr. Siddharth, and that is about the public perception about entrepreneurship. Also, since you are from the United States, What advice would you like to give to young entrepreneurs from India seeing the US as a potential market while trying to advance their startups?
Hi, Chris. Thank you for moderating. I like how all your questions are catered to each of our startups' value proposition. So, social entrepreneurs like me are happy to hear some of you talk about making a positive difference. And that's really the core definition of a social enterprise is a startup that has an explicit mission to help people, not one that just happens to help people accidentally, which would just be considered good corporate social responsibility. So in a way, it has to do with intention. So this is a very rewarding field, of course. Even millennials who are not entrepreneurs are very keen to get into companies that have a net positive impact on the world. So in India, we have started a business called Beyond Business. And that's really the message here is that, like you said, there's more to it than profitability. So we're talking about triple bottom line business, which is people, planet, and profit, which is the usual uh, acronym for social enterprises. And you can also look at ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance. Now, backing up, I think we're talking about young people who are really deciding if they want to go traditional corporate route or an alternative lifestyle like being a solopreneur or even day trading. And to that, I think we have this red pill, blue pill situation where I don't think we should all just make propaganda telling everyone young to follow in our footsteps and take on huge risks. And let's not forget, there's often hard times in between the peaks of startup life when we fall into a valley and we might not. In that case, community would be there to hopefully help you bounce back. But that is all part of the process that all of us here are simply addicted to. But that makes it sound pathological. And the truth is, some of us have no choice in this matter. Personally, my family pushed me very hard to take a traditional path, especially after my first startup failed in business school. But I never could. It's in my mind, it's like telling someone who's gay to become straight. You know, I am an entrepreneur. I identify as an entrepreneur to the core. So what does that mean? So even if things aren't going well, at least I'm being authentic, which is a great feeling. And doing good work is also a great feeling, even if there's some sacrifice involved. Now, for startups in India, looking at US support, first thing that comes to mind is capital. We see AI acquisitions every day from India with foreign investors. So that's in demand. And you could also, I'm working with a visa company startup here in Indore. Another thing that comes to mind is that you can get a visa if you want to shift your startup to USA or Canada or many countries really, but that requires a certain level of momentum and capital. So other options could involving people like me in this meeting. Personally, I'm working in India right now, but I'm sure there are a ton of US entrepreneurs who would be happy to join events like this and mentor and network. And as usual, most of the interest goes down to tech. I'll say one more thing before I go. It's that, I would like to ask if you all know any Indian students who are majoring in like literature or philosophy or sociology, which are not technical.
Yes.
One person.
Yes, we know some people, but like nowadays there is a trend that most of the students are kind of moving towards technical fields, engineering or medical, and all that stuff. There's a craze among the students, but yeah, still there are some students who are into the fields like psychology, philosophy, sociology, and some are actually doing really great at these fields. And I believe that these fields are also very important and should be advanced.
Yeah. So I was a philosophy major, and it did not prepare me well for the job market or even for entrepreneurship. It wasn't later until business school that I got into startups. It did turn me into a huge activist, and activism is ultimately how I got into startups because I first started at NGO and then discovered for-profit hybrid approaches. And I should probably stop speaking soon, but um, it's a deeper question of liberal arts and whether all education should just be utilitarian or free of constraint about economic concerns. So, liberal arts is kind of a dream that's a nice idea of traditional academia, but it's not the reality that most of us live in, where we can afford not to think about job prospects. So,
Yes.
this is just some more things that students, especially high school, when they're not decided what to study, this kind of thing, EQ can really help people make some tough decisions at the crossroads.
Thanks for the amazing answer, Mr. Miller. Now let us move to some further questions, after which we will be taking doubts from the audience. So I would now like to pose an open question to all the founders who are present here. And there was a report which indicated that most of the startups which were founded in India were loss making. This breaks the heart of many people who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, who are wishing to start up and do their own startup. And there is a constant fear among such students that if most of the startups are loss making, then should I really go into that field? Should I really start my journey? Yes, Mr. Aditya and Mr. Aditya, you please proceed first.
Sure. Okay, Satak, I will just take a minute or two. So here's the conclusion that I can think of, and that is something we all see in our daily lives. Um, Being an Indian myself, and we see the daily situation on LinkedIn, and I always see the startup news over all kinds of social media networks. And I'm also joined into like 50 plus different groups where like founders are always talking about what current product any Indian founder built, what current product or what current company go has got bankrupt. So the common thing that we all see recently, as recently as yesterday, I saw the story of Zepto. There is another $400 million of round, but see, it's a good thing to make a company at a young age. Of course, it's a good thing. We all are young, I assume, but there's also a point in making business that is, after making a business on the ground level, you have to make it profitable. If you don't make it profitable, you will go bankrupt. That's the ground reality. Even if a business goes to IPO, even if somebody makes it a bubble, after some years the goes boom, right? Every bubble gets burst. So and there's a common thing between most of Indian student led startups. That shows a staggering difference between what students are making and what mature people are making. There are two kinds of different startup themes that we see. The young students are usually mm, taking up the ideas that are already done in the West and then building upon it. So we have seen Ola, right? We have seen Ola, we have seen Zomato. These all, I'm not saying they are totally 100% copy of the ideas from West, but
Yes.
we all can agree that it's somewhat at least inspired from the ideas that are already working in the West. And those ideas that are already working in the West are usually picked up as student founders. There's nothing wrong in that, but the problem comes when the startups never get to profitable stage. And even if they get, it takes a lot of time. I'm talking about like 5+ years. That's a lot of time to become profitable. When we talk about mature startups, we have Zoho, right? Zoho is a clear example. Zoho is one, and one more, Zerodha. We all can agree. These are some startups that were led by mature founders. They were also Indian, but then these companies did not take so much time to become profitable. In my opinion, they were, as much as I remember, They were profitable from the first year itself. So the point comes down to that student founders are picking up ideas from the West, which is um, kind of something that, yeah, we are, as humans, we all get inspired from each other. But the point is, when building something, we should be innovating it to a stage where we can get an edge and we can monetize it so that we can become profitable sooner. And that's what I think about the startups. I hope it helped.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Nitya.
yeah, Mr. Sarthak, please kindly continue. Yeah, you have raised your hand.
Yeah. So basically, my question to the audience is why the startups are failing. What are the potential reasons that the startups are failing? Can anyone can answer me? Either you can put in chats.
Yes, I can answer you. And
Yeah, please.
yeah. So just give me a second. Let me plug in my earphone.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So the first and the foremost reason, and it's the very basic one. Now, when someone says why startups are failing, it's not the question of something which can't be answered. It's a very basic one. We just have to relate it with the job side. Now, a lot of people do get inspired in the like in any era when there was a very huge demand by the industry of MBA. So everyone in India started pursued MBA, and there were a lot of MBA grads in India. So whenever there is supply demand factor comes into the picture, the timing factor comes into the picture. That's what I believe. And even with jobs in India, there are 84% people who are unemployed, and they're all below 34. So below 34, 84% of the population is unemployed as of now. So I mean, what scares the people is they have a FOMO effect in them, like a fear of missing out. Now everyone sees like this guy is running startup. Like back in the days when I was growing up, I realized everyone was pursuing for IAS, and whenever I used to talk to someone, that someone was not doing anything apart from preparing for IAS, preparing for civil services. So there is like this concept that we run by is very different, and how we come up with it. Sorry, how we overcome it. So my first and foremost thing is timing is the one thing. One key factor is timing. Second key factor is what problem they are solving in the world. Third is their competitors. Fourth is they don't do the RNA really well, which means research and analysis before diving deep. Now you will realize that Amazon, Google, they spend billions of dollars in just doing the R&D. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
are.
you are.
One second, I guess. I can't hear anyone right now. Hello,
one thing
hello.
I have. Yeah. Yes, Dan, please
So
continue. Please continue.
yeah, sure. So as I was adding certain things, like what can prevent a startup to like what can prevent a startup from falling off the cliff is who the member like who the team members are in that particular startup. Now a lot of startups are coming up, but you see 99% of the startups fail for only one or two very common reason. Their founders do a lot of me in them. Like I am the one who is everywhere, I am the one who can do this and that. So this could be one of the major reasons for a startup failure, along with the others ones that I've said. Timing is one of them. What problems they are solving. Timing being the very major one. There is this one company I was studying about the other day, and they even had a streaming service before Netflix launched their own. So they failed because in the year of 1994, 1996 or 7, like bandwidth was not given to everyone, and a lot of bandwidth challenges were there. Netflix came into the picture of 2004. So that's why they scaled. Now, people who are like, still we have this narrative which is already predefined in us. We copy from the West. What I believe is we, however, don't copy from the West, or we do get inspired from the West. But what I believe of is they have already started their journeys in the year of 1990s, wherein we Indians are still trying to adapt certain things. So what we do is we learn from their mistakes. We tend to learn from their mistakes, so we don't end up on, because see, Uber Eats sold out to who? An Indian, right? Why? Because they were not skilled. They thought like we can't overcome the problems that we are facing in India, but they are running really well in US. They are running really well in West. So even eBay got sold to Flipkart. So the point is how they are marketing their services, how they are reaching out to the customers, and how well they know about their customers. That's the most important and the major factor is what problems they are solving. Like Flipkart initially solved what problem? Cash on delivery. Because we Indians, back in those days, we Indians have that narrative. Till the time we don't get to see a product, we will not buy it. So the product
Absolutely.
team of product managers, what problem they solved is cash on, giving them a cash on delivery option. So a lot of people started buying from Flipkart, Snapdeal. They all implemented the same ideas. So if you want to protect your startup from falling off the cliff, first you should ensure that there is a timing factor in it. Second thing, you should ensure that what problems you are solving with the world. Third, you should ensure that what competitors you have. Keep a keen eye on your competitors, what they are doing. Are they adapting the market? If you are like, let's say, if you had a couple of clients and you were doing really well with them, why they are not enrolling for your services? Is the market saturating? Keep an eye on these certain indicators. And the last one, which is also a major one, like, don't do me in your organization. Everyone knows that you are the one who is running the organization. Everyone knows that. Who is the face of the organization? Everyone knows that. But don't do me. The moment people who are with you in your initial days, the moment they realize that you do a lot of me, what they will do, they will leave you and they will start their own startups rather than contributing on your own. So, sorry, rather than contributing to your startup, they would start one on their own. So avoid these certain mistakes if someone wants to scale their startup. I mean, there are a lot of more things to it, but I have predicted the major ones. Even jobs are not very secure nowadays, but people are still, following the traditional methods, going to school, then getting a college degree, then still applying for a job. Now a lot of people are making 3 lakhs, under 3 lakhs a year. I mean, startups now, what passion drives them is the most important one. If you're passionate about what you love, if you're passionate about what you are doing, and if you are so skilled in that particular domain, I don't think so that your startup will ever fail. First, equip. I mean, a lot of people you will see with the startup, they just come up with an idea and they start doing it. I mean, first they should research on it. What inspires them, they should make a note of everything rather than straight away delving into it. Doesn't make any sense to me.
All right, Mr. Miller.
Hello. So
Yes.
a lot of what Siddhant can fall overlap with what I want to say, which is that Harvard Business School identifies that the reason more than 9 out of 10 startups fail is due to lack of product market fit. So a lot of things fall into product market.
That's called timing. When what you said, it's the other word of timing. Like
That's what
what
I was
timing really needs that product. That's what it means.
right. So
Just
when
to
I
clear.
said that your comment overlapped, timing was a big one of what I was thinking is common in this definition. But and also the also to a degree because what it reflects is that every founder should be hyper focused on their market, not on their product as much and not on their team as much. And companies that get focused on their product, like Blockbuster, go out of business when the market demands the next thing, which is DVD and then digital. And by the way, Netflix was operational before 2004 as a DVD by mail service that I used and really loved. And it was already giving Blockbuster trouble at that time But when the race for digital content began, Netflix would have gone out of business just like this if they hadn't worked so hard to innovate and adapt to the market. So don't get overly attached to your product. That would be called marketing myopia. That's what they teach you in business school when people lose focus of what really matters here, which is your customers, and nothing else really matters. You exist to serve your customers. Another thing I want to mention is what Siddhant also touched upon and the question contained as well. Going back to this decision about whether to do startups or take a career or both, and how this also affects education. Like Siddhant said, nowadays there's no guarantee that a good education will provide a good job, especially not as none of us know how redundant with AI is going to make us exactly. So knowing that anything you spend years studying could suddenly become obsolete in the marketplace is not really inspiring for being relaxed. So in the end, this product market fit recipe is going to apply to anyone, not just a founder, but also a student and a professional, because they need to make themselves useful, which means they need to fill a gap in the market, and with the right product, which means the right training and the right experience.
Right, Mr. Sathik, you can proceed.
Yeah, definitely. I want to add one point that is currently I'm working with 50 startups. I'm mentoring 50 startups. So, what is the basic problem that I identified that startups are creating infrastructure? They have idea, they're executing it, but what is the basic thing they are not working on? That is sales vertical. They are hiring the marketing officers, they are hiring the operations officer. But भाई जब तक startup में पैसा नहीं आएगा, how would you grow that startup? So to grow the startup, the biggest thing in the startup is money. Money is everything. So you have to focus more on sales. Firstly, get the people that can help you in getting the clients. If you are getting the clients, you are good to go. Second thing is market cap. If there is a good market cap, definitely you will get more clients. So my focus for this for this particular question, my answer would be you have to only focus on sales firstly. All the things would be developed later on.
All right. And Mr. Aditya, do you have anything to say?
Krish, yeah, Krish. So I was going through the chart, and Aniket and Jatin told lack of funds, right? So this problem is actually widespread to the metro cities as well, not just in tier 2 or tier 3 cities. So imagine you are a 12th pass founder, you are somewhere about 18 or 19 years old, and you go and you have an idea, you have made a pitch deck, you go to any family office, you ask them for funding, or maybe you get an appointment, pitch them. You know what's the most common reaction you will get is देखो बेटा, कंपनी का फाइनेंस हम संभाल लेंगे, we'll manage the team, हम बाकी सब देख लेंगे, आप बस एक काम करना, आप है ना आइडिया, आप अपने आइडिया पे काम करो, आप सॉफ्टवेयर पार्ट पे काम करो, बाकी हम देख लेंगे.
Yeah.
The point is that this happens not just in tier 2 or tier 3 cities, this happens in tier 1 cities as well. This is a common widespread problem. मैं इसमें इन्वेस्टर्स की पूरी गलती नहीं मानता, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन सम फाउंडर्स, जो कि होता है कि पैसे आने के बाद वी आई हैव सीन अ स्टोरी, कुछ साल पहले की स्टोरी है, वेयर इन अ फाउंडर गॉट इन ऑलमोस्ट 5 CR इन द सीरीज ए राउंड, और वो 5 दोस्त थे कॉलेज में. The one who was raising the money was serious about the startup, but the other 4 were not serious at all. So they used to like spend the money in the air as nothing, because उनकी जेब से नहीं जा रहा था. So this is a story of, I would say, 5 or 10% of founders who are young because they don't understand how much hard work it takes to earn that money. However, बाकी 90% की हालत ये है कि इन 5 या 10% की वजह से इन्वेस्टर्स और ज़्यादा डर जाते हैं, तो बाकी 90% बच्चों को भी फंड्स नहीं मिलते. Because now the investors get scared, right? कि यार ये भी बच्चे अगर दूसरों की तरह पैसा उड़ा देंगे तो मेरे पैसे का क्या होगा. And that's why most of these startups are very you say not open to actually even entertain any student founder. They just say that आप एक काम करो, आपको acceleration वगैरह कर लो, आप कुछ और कर लो, then 5-6 महीने बाद या 1-2 साल बाद मिलते हैं when you are mature. So yes, this is a problem that it's lack of funds and lack of support, and this is also a problem that some students, मैं सबकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, but I'm attaching some to it, that some students do not understand how much hard work it takes to earn money, और वो हवा में पैसे उड़ा देते हैं, और इसके चलते जो अच्छे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको भी उसका युग से जुर्माना उसका जुर्माना भुगतना पड़ता है. So that is something that is happening in our country. और इसके चलते जो अच्छे फाउंडर्स हैं उनको भी फंडिंग मिलने बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है. इट टेक्स यू लाइक, अगर आप एक मेच्योर इंसान हो, आपको हो सकता है आपको 15 या 20 बारी में फंडिंग का पहला राउंड आपके हाथ आ जाए. बट अगर आप एक स्टूडेंट हो, गुड लक बड़ी, आप मार्केट में घूम के आओ, आपको दिखेगा कि हाउ डिफरेंटली इन्वेस्टर्स actually treat you when compared to mature founders. And as I told, not a problem of investors, not a problem of students themselves, but a problem of the ecosystem itself. मार्केट में ऑफ कोर्स उतना पैसा नहीं जितना हमें वेस्टर्न मार्केट में देखने मिलता है, बिकॉज दे आर लाइक दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्पोजेबल इनकम. वेस्टर्न मार्केट में आप $1-2 लाख लूज कर भी देते हो, नोबडी सेज एनीथिंग टू यू. बट यहाँ पे लोग यंग फाउंडर्स को लेके उतना ओपन नहीं है, और इस चक्कर में लैक ऑफ फंडिंग, ऑफ कोर्स दैट्स अ रियलिटी, लैक ऑफ फंडिंग है. और जिनको मिलती भी है उसमें से मेजॉरिटी बहुत हार्ड होता है कंपनी को उठाना. सो ये मेरे को बोलना था.
That was an amazing response by Mr. Miller, Mr. Aditya, Mr. Sarthak, and Mr. Siddhant as well. Now I have my last question. Nowadays, as we are saying that a startup culture is kind of growing, so there is a lot of hype about entrepreneurship, that more and more students are kind of getting motivated to a startup without a proper knowledge about entrepreneurship, finance, or business. And so there are some new words being invented. For example, for the corporate employees, new words are being used: corporate mazdoor, corporate slaves. And some people are even despising the education. They are despising that college has no importance. But I believe that college has its own importance, because it may not definitely prepare you for a job, but it definitely teaches you something. So what do the founders have to say on this?
So who will
Mr.
speak
Siddharth.
first?
First,
Okay,
Sarthak, you
should
go
I?
first.
Can you please repeat the question once again?
My question was that nowadays we are seeing that there is kind of boom in startup culture, and more students are kind of getting motivated to start their own startups. But the problem that comes with this is that people are despising the formal employment, the traditional employment route. And corporate employees are often termed as corporate mazdoor or corporate slaves. Similarly, education or colleges are also being despised by some people, and it is said that colleges are just useless. But I believe that if a college is not able to provide you a job, that does not mean that the college is completely useless. Colleges also teach you something else, a lot more, which has to do with your life. So, what do you think on this?
Okay, wonderful, amazing question. So I'll ask you a very basic question. How much time would it take to you to learn a completely a new language? How much time do you think you would require to learn a complete language from basics to intermediate level, and then moving forward with the followed by intermediate, you move on to advanced level? How much time do you think will you take?
I mean, just to be completely proficient in that language, I
Mm-hmm.
believe that it can easily take 3 to 4 years if I
Right.
just, and
Amazing.
I even need to interact with the natives who know that language properly.
Now, amazing. See, the way startup has changed the entire society and the entire world is very fascinating. Let me tell you in this way. The traditional way of getting the education was very different. I mean, if you'll think of it twice or give it a thought, for example, we as a child, we mastered the complete language in just 2 years' time. I mean, when we are 5 years old, without anyone would be giving us or assigning us any homework, we would master a complete language. So see, the human mind, it is designed in a way that it can adapt in the difficult situations as well. It's just that we are limiting ourselves. The education system, I think, is there to limit our mindset and our brain as well. For example, there is this old story which I read on probably one of the blogs, or might have heard, gone through YouTube. So it's not my one. It's not me who created this story. So yes, so there is this one guy who was explaining like how they have trained the elephants. What they do is, when the elephant is a baby, he keeps struggling to get himself free from the chains that are around his neck. So however, when that time comes, so what happens is, when elephant really can move mountains, so he doesn't give it a thought ki bhai I should try this time. Why? Because he's already failed so many times. Now he has adapted to the current situations ki I anyhow will try, nothing would happen. So this is how they have reprogrammed the brain, and this is what I think the school, be it any school, business school, law school, economic school, what I have learned so far is, school colleges, they are good for the networking. But yeah, if you are picking one college for yourself and which is giving you a specialization on that particular field, then yes, it could be a good option. Nowadays you would figure out like doctors, they are also running R&D on us. You visit a doctor, he'll prescribe you some medicines, and you consume that medicine for a week, and then doctor would ask for a follow up, because he also wants to check whether the medicines are working or not. So this is what they are doing. If they're so
Hmm.
proficient, they should easily understand one, like touching our nerves, letting us know. Because see, when you go to an engineer immediately tell you that these are the things. So these certain skills comes with experience of working in the environment, not you went to a school and then you got to learn certain things. School would definitely help, college would definitely help in certain skills. I'm not disagreeing with it, but the way we spend our money in colleges, the way we work towards college, like going to college every day, if we'll do certain things differently, I mean, with our startup, we'll learn things more in a more proficient, in a more better way than we did in a college or a school. Nowadays people passing the information what needs to be passed in a college. See, for example, you can complete, there was this recent research came in, like whatever course you took in a college for 4 years, the same course can be given to you in only 8 months of period. That's how they are saving you time. Because what lot of time you waste in college is hanging out, chilling out with friends. Like a lot of time gets wasted in a college. I'm not saying you should not live your life the way you should, but I'm just saying there are certain people who don't like to waste their time, who would love to equip with certain things, and who would love to spend their time on certain changes in the society. So if you'll go by the maps, you will realize that every startup has made a change, not the college. I mean, definitely the college has groomed them. That's another story altogether. But the vision has helped them. Like great Albert Einstein always said this, because I believe Einstein, what he said is true. He said either you completely believe everything is a miracle, or either you completely believe everything comes to you by doing hard work. So it's your choice, not mine, but you have to stick with one. The same way I would put in this way, like if you think that college is helping everyone, then I believe that everyone should be starting up their own thing, or everyone should be a CEO by now. But people tend to do different things altogether using their creativity and using their mindset that they have been developed with. So a lot of mindsets have changed because of the startup era. I support startup completely, but also I support college everything. It's not like I'm against with it. It's just that there are certain parameters I don't appreciate of a college.
Yeah, that was an amazing response, Mr. Siddharth, and I agree with you on a lot of points. And yeah, it's true that colleges do teach us things, but there are a lot of imperfections as well in the system, and we need to correct them. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Aditya to speak on this platform.
Just give me a second. Sadak raised the hand first, so Sadak,
No,
just wait
no
for
issues,
2 minutes.
Aditya.
Yeah,
Yeah. Please continue, Aditya.
yeah. Okay, so it's been a long time since you reiterated that question, so I'll assume that the point where students are disvaluing the corporate culture, and they are saying that the corporate क्या बोल रहे थे corporate का corporate नौकर,
Majboor.
Corporate
Corporate
slaves.
Mazdoor.
corporate mazdoor, right? right? These words. So say there are two parts to this story. Students हैं वो corporate को what you say खराब बोल रहे हैं, and the corporate people are saying bad to the student founders who are building companies. So this has not to be go in that way according to me. हम इस बारे में क्या कर सकते हैं ना, that there is no black and white in everything. There is a clear variable line that we all see in everything that exists in this world. Similarly, college education पूरी खराब नहीं होती. The point is कि सिर्फ इंडिया में ही नहीं, ग्लोबली एजुकेशन एक ऐसा पार्ट है दैट वी शुड बी डूइंग इट, बिकॉज आइदर वे वो हमारा कितना भी समय ले वो हमें कुछ ना कुछ सिखा देती है एजुकेशन. But at the same time, when we are free, when we are out of the school or out of the college, it's on us, it's our responsibility to use that time wisely. इस बारे में आपका प्रिंसिपल आके आपका टीचर आके कुछ नहीं कर सकता. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि डिग्री सारी यूजफुल होती हैं. दे आर डिग्री खुद से यूजफुल यूजफुल नहीं बनती. डोमेस्टिक मार्केट उसको यूजफुल या अनयूजफुल बनाता है. ये हमेशा हमको याद रखना चाहिए. अगर डिग्री आपने किसी ऐसी फील्ड में करी है जो आपके हिसाब से मार्केट में आपको जॉब नहीं दिला सकती, दैट इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द डिग्री इटसेल्फ, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द डोमेस्टिक मार्केट. एंड बिफोर इवन चूजिंग दैट डिग्री वन शुड हैव एक्चुअली रिसर्च कि डोमेस्टिक मार्केट कैसा है. So that is, I
Now
think
my
that's
question,
uh, yeah,
yeah.
Siddharth, you
So
are asking
my
something.
question to you is, let's say I have completed my 12th and now I selected the wrong degree. I'm in my third year of BTech, right?
Yeah.
Now, because being in 12th and my school has always limited my brain because of the functionalities of the program they have described us. So how we would see, what I see the problem here is, we think what we know others also know. That narrative we need to let it go. Why? Because see, right now I'm very good at researching. Sarthak has seen me researching 2 3 things. Right now I can easily spot, I am a career coach as well and I'm a business coach as well. I can spot certain errors in the education system. I can spot certain difficulties as well. For example, you said we should research. A kid in a 12th class, how he will get to know what is required after 5 years? There is no school
Okay.
system who is, yes, it's the job of a school.
Yeah.
It's the job of a you can say education counselors. It's the job of the colleges. So what school is doing? Nothing.
Just hear me
What
out,
colleges are doing?
Siddharth.
Nothing. Now what
Yeah.
happens is, for example, everyone is using certain things in the market. That thing will be available in like 2 or 3 days, no matter what. They'll make it available. So what I have learned so far, education system is so crippled since the last 70 or 80 years, and everyone knows it. The people, they have already predicted, like, see, education system is so crippled. Why? Because of certain condition. The first one, and is the very basic one. It's not, you have learned certain skills in school which you are not using right now. Has the school ever taught you like how to save yourself in this life? Like every once in a while I see people, going through a heartbreak. Has any school taught us like how to behave with girls, how to behave not with girls, how to behave with boys? Has the school ever taught us how to control your anger? Has the, like, this is the things that we use
Acha,
95% of
Siddharth.
the times.
Siddharth. Actually, I'll miss your gone on a lot of points. Let me go on. Clarify your points, then you can go on again. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Sorry to interrupt you, but yes, I am like the way you pinpointed a very specific thing, which is like it's the,
I'll go
that's
on.
what my question is.
Clarify what you said.
How one can pick on the field? That's what I'm asking. A
Let
12th
let me
grade
go
or
on the
10th grade
first point.
student.
Yeah, let me go on the first point. So you said that how a 12th grader would research. Okay. The first thing that we all should know that we are living in an internet era. और हमें एक और चीज जाननी होगी that we can't change the whole system in one night. That's something that's a ground reality. Being a country of how much 1.5 plus billion, right? 1.7 or 1.8 billion people. We can't change it overnight. What we can do is we can change ourselves, and हम एक एक से मिलकर पूरा देश बनता है. सिस्टम गलत है मैं ये नहीं बोलता, बट द पॉइंट इज वी कांट चेंज द सिस्टम. और सिस्टम को या ब्लेम गेम खेल के कि यार इसकी गलती है उसकी गलती है, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज एनीथिंग. हम ब्लेम कर सकते हैं, इट्स अ लेजिट पॉइंट व्हाट यू सेड कि स्कूल्स में ये सब चीजें नहीं सिखाई जाती. बट द पॉइंट इज वी आर नॉट लिविंग इन द 90s जहाँ पे हमारे हाथ में इंटरनेट नहीं था. वी आर लिविंग इन 2020s जहाँ पे हमारे हाथ में सब कुछ है. इवन यू नो द एआई बूम. हमारे पास सारी वो टेक्नोलॉजी जिससे हम कुछ सीखना चाहें तो सीख सकते हैं और समय का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि स्कूल्स की गलती नहीं है, बट द पॉइंट दैट आई एम पॉइंटिंग आउट हियर इज सिस्टम के पास जब उतना पैसा और उतनी इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी होगी तब जाके सिस्टम को बदल पाएगा। उसके लिए अगर वेट करते रह जाएंगे तो सारे के सारे गधे ही बनेंगे। अगर गधा नहीं बनना है तो उसके पहले आप आपके पास जो रिसोर्सेज हैं उन रिसोर्सेज को पूरा यूज करिए, ताकि आप सिस्टम पे ब्लेम ना करके आप खुद आगे निकल पाए। दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक, कि ब्लेम गेम खेलने से कोई आगे नहीं निकलने वाला। वी ऑल हैव लर्न फ्रॉम द इंटरनेट, आई कैन बेट दैट। हम सब ने कोई ना कोई ऐसी स्किल है जो इंटरनेट से सीखी। हम अभी मीटिंग भी इंटरनेट पे ही कर रहे हैं। So the point is to use whatever resources we are having effectively and not play the blame game and move according to it. So that's what I said. हाँ सिद्धार्थ बताइए।
So the first point I want to clarify that no one is playing blame game here. So I figured out a problem. See, your initial question was who asked the initial question on this conversation? I would like to know.
Krish, please, Krish,
Yeah,
go on.
Yep.
Krish asked like, what are your views, right? So my views is not to blame the government, is not to blame the school sector, but to pinpoint how we as a founders, because see, tomorrow you may have some idea to help and to help the kids around the world with certain challenges that they are facing. Now career counseling is also valued at around 50 plus $billion. So my question was very simple, which I asked you initially, was how a 12th class student. Now your reply was internet. Now I want to respond back. So internet is already filled with so many things. 1/12 here, like the person who has recently, passed his 12th, I believe he's the guy who would seek the advice of a counselor. Now if you'll go to internet, you will type 10 different things, you will find more than 100 plus results in different segments. You yourself will give up on search ki bhai what I want to become. Now school has not prepared us. The see how I am coming up with these things, because I use my brain ki on a realistic grounds. Now, has school ever prepared us on how to search the internet, on how to figure out our problems, on how to find the solutions of that particular problem? No, never. That's my point. So how we can overcome with these challenges? We can have certain startups coming from the different fields where we help children's, where we help school kids, to college kids, where we help startups. Even startups nowadays are, having facing these challenges where they can't scale themselves, where they can't sell their products, where they can't sell their services. So it's all about the narrative that we have in our mindset is the blockage. That's what I was trying to say. The blockage of anything would be pretending you from being successful. Either you think of it as like blame game. No, you, if that would be a blame game, then I think every startup that has made a change in the world was playing a blame game. Why? Because their narrative is to figure out the problem and then solve it. Even every business that is there in the world, they have a very basic ground, which is to figure out a problem and then give the solution. That's it. People started facing problem with the, for example, when they used to upload photographs back in 2008 and 7. So what they realize is कि यार, there are certain things, like for example, if I'm uploading a pic, it is taking a lot of time. So what Facebook did, they saw a problem. What they did, they created a compressor. Like whenever you upload a pic, then it would compress first and then it would upload in the directory. So every problem, like people would want to get their products delivered in their doorstep. That's how the grocery system came in the picture. So sometimes people are aware what problem they are facing, sometimes they are not aware that what problem they are facing. That's very basic. For example, before Snapchat, no one knew that this could be a next breakthrough in the technology, because no one knew that we might need this app. But yet Snapchat was very optimistic about it and they launched it anyhow. So figuring out problems would make you a very great businessman. And if you think like blame game is one of them, I would say all founders, I would say, then don't try to figure out the problem, because the moment you will delve into that, you'll start blaming other people, and then you will come up with the solution, and then that solution would turn into what? A business. You read you read the debate between Nikola Tesla and the other one was I Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison was blaming
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla. The electricity that he invented, people will die. And Nikola Tesla was not even in the blame game picture at that time. So who made the most of the profits? Because Thomas Alva Edison comes from a business background. He told the people that this is the problem and I'm going to give you the solution of this. So there is like direct current. I forgot like who invented one, but yes, this is the whole
Direct
story.
current was invented by Thomas Alva, and AC was invented by Nikola Tesla.
Yes,
Nikola
now
Tesla
AC
won
we
the
are,
war in
yeah,
the end.
because of Nikola Tesla we are using these laptops, modern machines. So that's the point. See, I don't know whether you agree or not, but every problem has created an opportunity in business. So this is the problem right now every student is facing. If you are going to be the good founder, you will figure out a way to solve this problem.
Okay, Siddharth, I have not said to not take action. I have said to not play the blame game and focus on the action. If you have
I mean, I'm
listened to me
again going to come
clearly,
back to you with
right?
this another reply.
अच्छा
You
ठीक है तो
said,
एक काम
see,
करते हैं
action, how?
साथर को आगे जाने दो because we are running short on time. This is an unending debate, I think.
No, it's not a debate.
ठीक
It's
है.
a very logical point, which is like how you can take action if you don't, if you have not yet figured out a problem.
See, how I deal with life is not to blame others and to take action on my end so that I can change things instead of sitting and talking about कि ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा. Nothing happens, right? कोई आपकी जगह आके कुछ नहीं करना. You have to take action on your end. That's what I'm saying. If you
That's
say
what
कि
my
यार
initial
ये गलत है
conversation.
वो गलत
Glad
है,
you agreed
nothing's
to
gonna
it.
happen.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Glad you agreed to it.
So
That's what the initial conversation is all about.
let
ठीक है
Mr.
चलो
Patel
सार्थक.
proceed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically my question to the audience is जो आपके कॉलेज के जो प्रोफेसर है, who is an MBA teacher and who is highly experienced in business, जिसको बिजनेस में बोलते हैं PhD, डबल PhD, ट्रिपल PhD, जो आज के प्रोफेसर्स हैं, उनका खुद का स्टार्टअप क्यों नहीं है, उनका खुद का बिजनेस क्यों नहीं, कभी ये चीज क्यों नहीं सोची हमने? वो कॉलेज में क्यों पढ़ा रहे हैं? That is the basic point that is needed to be understood. यदि वो खुद ही यदि वो बिजनेस पढ़ाने वाला ही कॉर्पोरेट मजदूर है, तो वो क्या पढ़ा सकता है आपको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप? उसमें इतना दम ही नहीं है कि उसने स्टार्टअप नहीं करा. ये चीज तो कोई सोचता ही नहीं है. और जहां तक बात आती है एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की, भाई एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप को करने के लिए कुछ सीखने की जरूरत नहीं है. यहाँ पर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप को सीखने के लिए यू जस्ट नीड अ माइंडसेट टू गेट वर्क डन बाय अदर पीपल. सिर्फ एक चीज आती है मुझे बहुत अच्छी तरीके से, दैट इज बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट एंड टू गेट द राइट पीपल, राइट रिसोर्स इन माय स्टार्टअप. फाइनेंस का बंदा चाहिए भाई, हायर करो बंदा, फाइनेंस का बंदा लाओ, 1% इक्विटी डाइल्यूट करो, फाइनेंस का बंदा को अकोमोडेट करो स्टार्टअप में, तुम्हारे पास 10 साल आगे हो जाओगे. दूसरा, अपने स्टार्टअप में एक मेंटोर जरूर से रखना. प्राउडली टू से सिद्धांत इज माय मेंटोर एंड ही इज लाइक मुझसे तो 10 साल बड़ा है ना, फ्रॉम माय एज. सो ही इज गाइडिंग मी. बिकॉज क्या होता है, वेन एवर यू आर वर्किंग इन दिस बैकग्राउंड, सो आपको बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होगी जो पता ही नहीं होगी, जो कि आपको एक मेंटोर गाइड करेगा. हमेशा एक चीज ध्यान रखना, स्टार्टअप में इन्वॉल्व दोज पीपल विच आर 3x ऑफ योर एज or 2x of your age. That would be most beneficial for you, because what problems students are doing, what other things students are doing, they are involving people of their age in their startups. Why to involve experienced people, get the work from experienced people done, and वहां से आपको जो फंडिंग वाला जो प्रॉब्लम है, जो आदित्य ने अभी जस्ट हाईलाइट किया, वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व भी हो जाएगा. Because you have great people to show in your startup that these people are working with me and this is the output. So this is the point. And definitely for the education system, I am quite against with the education system, because it is not supporting the founders. If they are supporting the founder, मुझे एक चीज बताओ, एक चीज क्लियर करो, ये जो बनाते ई सेल, so called decorated entities known as ई सेल, क्या करती है?
Not too
क्या
much.
कर रहा है? अरे मैं बता दूं क्या करते हैं. These are basically the places where the venture capitalists come and they select some particular founder and fund. इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं करते. They don't have guidance. अब मुझे ये बताओ, uh, suppose there is a college, let's say IIT Bombay. Now there are some professors which are saying that we will guide your we are guiding the entrepreneurs in their journey. अरे भाई, how you will guide? You don't have startup even. तुमने तो business भी नहीं करा जिंदगी में. How you will guide? So that is the point. An entrepreneur can only guide an entrepreneur. That would be the first thing. और जहाँ तक specialization and other skills की बात आती है, वहाँ पर hire the skilled people and get the work done.
I agree with you, Mr. Sathi. So yeah, as we are now falling short of time, we are now going to move to crossfire round. So first of all, I am having a question for Mr. Subhati Mandal. Who is the funniest employee in your organization? Is Mr. Mandal here? Mm, I think Mr. Mandal is not here because of some network issues. So I pass on the same question to Mr. Aditya.
Yes, Krish. Can you please reiterate the question?
So my question was a bit fun one. Who is the funniest employee in your organization?
The funniest employee in my organization is his name is Karan. So yeah, he always makes fun of the other employees, and that's how he spends time. However, we need to keep him focused on work when the work comes up.
Okay, and Mr. Sarthak, if you get one extra life, what would you like to become?
You are asking me.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. If I will given one extra life, definitely I would like to become a socialpreneur. Because देखो एक चीज होता है, when I talk about business ना, यार business बहुत लोग कर रहे हैं और social impact बहुत कम create कर रहा है. Why Siddhant and I are like actually working for 18 hours of a day? Why we are working together? Because Siddhant has a social, he's solving a social cause. और जब तक आप आपके समाज के लिए काम नहीं आ सकते, therefore you are not a good entrepreneur. Definitely, if I am not like इसके बाद मुझे कोई चांस देता है, यदि मुझे $1 million दे के, यदि बिकॉज अगले जन्म में भी मुझे कमाना तो पड़ेगा. इफ आई एम गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, आई वुड बी अ सोशलप्रेन्योर एंड आई विल इन्वेस्ट इन सोसाइटी.
Mr. Siddhant, tell a person whom you admire a lot and why.
So he is on this call, and even Ben knows him. Like we all three know each other really well. Ben,
Yeah.
Sarthak, and me. So, so I really admire Sarthak, and because see, whenever I have this, you can say skill wherein I can easily tell the future of a person, and I really believe that Sarthak can do a lot. The potential that he has and that he possess right now, if he don't do any other things apart from which he really wants to do right now, and if he's going to be focused towards one thing, I have seen him executing tasks which no one can. I have witnessed them. First, when I met him, I predicted it. Then I was, got we both got aligned with each other, and then I witnessed it as well. Like whatever I have predicted so far, so it all came true. So I'm still predicting, like within 6 months, you will see Sarthak LinkedIn page would grow to around 50,000 or maybe 1 lakh. So when we say reaching to in 6 months time to another level of acquiring 50,000 LinkedIn followers would be a very difficult task. You might require to spend some money, but without spending any money, this is what I'm predicting right now. That Sarthak would acquire more than 50,000 plus in the next 6 months, and you will get to witness this as well.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Siddhant. Mr. Sarthak is indeed an inspiration for all of us. And yeah, Mr. Subhadev Mandal is back. So now I would like to
Well,
ask.
sorry guys, there was a network issue. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no issues, Mr. Siddhant. So I had a question. What is your favorite quote that you would like to share?
Quote. Okay, okay. I mean, quote.
Yeah, quote.
Yes, yes. There is a it is from it is from Gita itself. By it is like there is no state of inaction. It is a part particularly, not the whole thing. There is no state of inaction. Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna saying to was saying to Arjuna the about this, not to worry about what is upcoming result. Just do you what you need to do. So that is the quote, and what we can learn from it, I think we have to just work in our life, no matter what difficulty you are facing. You can see in your college that in your college, I mean, now little bit ago, people were discussing about that colleges often do not help us uh, regarding entrepreneurship and all. But you can notice that what life lessons you are getting from school and colleges, preparing for exam just day before night, I mean, day before the exam, and preparing a project, uh, and preparing for presentations inside before your whole class. All these things are very great learning. So that is the main thing, that we just need to work. What regarding that, whatever difficulties coming in front of us, we just need to work. you know so that's that inspired me, and it is my favorite quote itself.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita is indeed a guide for all of us, and I believe that every student and every person should read it. And so, yeah, as we are moving towards the end of the session, we are now open for questions from the audience. Please ask your questions either in the chat or please raise your hand.
Hello everyone. So yeah, I have one question from all of you. So in sales, you have heard of that sales is sometimes marked as a spammer. You have also faced these issues. So what do you think about this?
देखो सेल्स स्पैमर वाला तभी लगता है जब आप गलत इंसान को गलत चीज बेचने चले जाते हो। पहला पॉइंट तो ये। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आइडेंटिफाई योर टारगेट ऑडियंस, गेट द डेटा ऑफ द पीपल। 1 करोड़ लोगों का डेटा लेके आ जाओ, उनको बल्क मेल करो, है ना। उनको आप बल्क मेल करोगे या बल्क व्हाट्सएप पे आप उनको वो मेल करोगे, तो उसमें से जो लोग आपको रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं, कलेक्ट और डेटा रिकलेक्ट कर लो उस डेटा एंड स्टार्ट मोनेटाइजिंग दैट डेटा। सो पहली बात, सेल्स कोई स्कैम वाली चीज़ नहीं होती है, वो डिपेंड करता है ऑडियंस के इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर। और हाँ, आप चीज़ों को किस तरह से बेचते हो। आज जोमेटो या स्विगी हो गया, उनका मेल आता है ना, जनरली बहुत क्रिएटिव मेल्स बनाते हैं। दे आर नॉट डूइंग स्पैम, दे आर सेलिंग देयर थिंग्स इन अ वेरी क्रिएटिव मैनर। 4 years ago जब मैं मिट्टी बेचता था, मिट्टी बेचता था, तो आई यूज्ड टू लाइक मार्केट लाइक दैट कि इट इज लाइक हाई क्वालिटी फाइनली चेरिश्ड mud and it is equally weighted, properly packed and fully labeled. So आपको उसको सेल करना आना चाहिए। whenever things are properly good looking, मुझे भी बोल सकते थे यार, why you are selling मिट्टी, you are a spammer, you are doing scam, but आपको चीज़ों को सही से रिप्रेजेंट करना यदि आता है ना, therefore the things will work for you.
Does anyone else have any questions? If yes, you may kindly ask.
थैंक यू सो मच सोहम, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट यू, एंड बहुत आगे जाएगा। मैं एक चीज़ प्रिडिक्ट करके जा रहा हूँ, है ना, यहाँ पर रिकॉर्ड कर लेना है इसको भाई, ये बंदा बहुत आगे जाने वाला है। इस बंदे के साथ मेरी फोटो खींच के रख लेना।
कौन कौन सोहम भाई?
Yeah, he's there in class 12. He just like passed out the 12th, and Abhi say he is doing such a great thing. So can you
Yes,
tell about the
definitely.
startups to Siddhant?
Yeah, yeah. We are already connected to each other. Yes, yes.
Oh, great. That's good.
Yeah, before everyone leaves. So, hello, am I audible? So before everyone leaves, so Sarthak has dropped me a message on WhatsApp saying कि भैया you might have, he's not sure about it, you might have hurt Aditya in a sense wherein you didn't intend to. So Aditya, if you felt any bad at all, so because on behalf of Sarthak I'm saying sorry to you,
नहीं
because
नहीं, no
Sarthak is like a
problem.
younger brother to me, so he pinpointed out certain things. So yes, definitely if I'm doing something wrong, that needs to be addressed then and there.
No
No
problem,
no
Siddharth. We
attitude,
were
something like that.
discussing just the
Definitely.
point that,
Mhm.
yeah.
So definitely we
So,
all have different thoughts altogether,
of
we
course,
all have different narratives, that's why we all are doing different things. It's not like we all are doing the same thing, so we
of
all have
course.
different visions. So that's
I
what
believe
Sarthak
it was a
pinpointed.
healthy
And
discussion.
yes,
That's
Sarthak is just
totally
like a
fine.
younger brother.
That's totally fine. That's totally
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
brother.
We are in a panel discussion, right? So things do come up wherein we might not agree with the viewpoints.
Yes, I
However,
agree
after
to
all,
disagree.
it's just
At times I agree to disagree. So
so
let's put it
the
this way.
overall point is that we were just discussing. No hard feelings for that. It's just a discussion. It got over, and now we can continue with our things, right? That's. It's okay. It happens.
Thank you, Sarthak,
It's
so much
totally
for
fine.
pinpointing certain, very tiny details, and I really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much, Siddhant.
yeah, I believe that it was a healthy discussion. No hard feelings for anyone. Mr.
Yes,
Aditya and
I
Mr.
really
Siddhant
enjoyed.
actually discussed some great points, and yeah, I hope that we will continue the discussion someday else, some other day. We will definitely continue it. And anyways, it was a great experience talking to you all, and I was fortunate enough to be a host of this session. And I look forward to work with all of you, Mr. Sarthak, Mr. Aditya, Mr. Siddhant, Mr. Sukhdeep, and Mr. Miller. I thought he left the meeting because of some network issues, but anyways, it was a great experience to talk to you all. And we also hope that our company at It Positive will also keep collaborating with you or in near future.
Perfect.
Sure.
Great, great.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you all.
appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Krish, especially. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
Thank you so
guys.
much,
So
And
Sarthak.
congrats,
thank you.
congrats to everybody for launching this new community.
Yep. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you so much for for taking such a big initiative. And I would give my best wishes to you that it would reach to greater heights. And definitely we'll all be coming together one day or the other to help each other out. Even Aditya, you can reach out to help anytime. I'm available to
Of
Sarthak, to
course.
anyone. And I can also reach out to anyone for the help. Maybe I can reach out to Aditya as well. So who knows? All right.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
you.
you so much for your
Thank you.
time.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Goodbye, guys.